So the yacht was all dressed for the yoga retreat this weekend, so I thought I'd do the little video in here today just to make the most of beautiful sari fabric in our background. So just a short little flow, mainly working with Hatha yoga sequences. So let's begin. So feet hip width apart, hands at heart center, and we're just going to begin with going down to the squat position, so bending in the knees, take the hips back into space, try and keep the spine nice and long here, and then take a breath and then exhale, reach the hands forwards, almost like you're going to dive into a nice big pool of water. Inhale, coming back up to standing, and then we'll go for that again. So coming down, squat position, you can see how my spine's nice and long, crown of head stays in line with the spine. See if you can shoot those hands forwards, and then coming back to standing, and again bend. Exhale, shoot those hands forwards. See if you can get your arms around your ears, thinking about that length through the spine. And we're coming back to center. Still going to keep these palms together, then dip the chin, then start to round through the spine. You can deeply bend into the knees and then shoot the fingers down towards the floor. Forward folds. And then slowly uncurl. Again, we're still keeping those palms gently pressing together, coming back up to standing. And again, start with the chin dipping down, then rounding through the spine as the palms and the fingers start to face down towards the floor. Taking them down, maybe even touching the floor. Think about slightly straightening those legs a little bit further now. I'm going to do one more. On that exhale, then dip the chin, rounding through the back. And then start to dive the fingers down to the floor. Option here is to just take the fingers underneath the big toes, the middle toes, and gently press into the fingertips, and you can straighten the legs there. Feel forward folds. Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to walk the hands forwards and find your downward dog position. Spread the fingers, spiral biceps towards each other. Perhaps taking a little bit of a jazz walk here, just stretching the backs of the legs as you press and alternate one heel down and then the other. Send the hips up towards the ceiling. If you're struggling with your down dog shapes, perhaps deeply bending in the knees and the hips up, getting that nice line through the spine. Stretch on the backs of the shoulders. And then just checking in with the breath. Check you're not holding the breath as you're up in your down dog position. All the blood is rushing down into the brain. And the heart space is higher than the head. Turning off that thinking mind. Just landing into the being. And we're going to step forwards with left leg and find a high lunge position. So start to lift up to your balance, pushing back through that back heel. Feel that length through that back leg. So if you can bring your hands over your head, reaching up towards the ceiling, perhaps even touching palms together over the head, arms wrapped around those ears. Just noticing the breath. Bring the hands down, and we're just going to turn the right foot so it's facing the long end of the mat and line up the heels. Sink down, bending into your left knee for warrior two. Reach the arms out round to the sides, level with your shoulders. Just a quick look side to side just to see if you've got your palms resting over your ankles. Squaring your hips to that long edge of the mat. And looking towards the middle finger on the left hand, length at the back of the neck. Feel the opening there on the heart space. And again, just checking in with the breath. Perhaps softening slightly on the exhale. From here, we're going to bend into the left elbow, bring it down to left knee, and drift right arm over. Feel into that big side body stretch for side angle. Choice if you want to, you can put in a block here, or you could take your hand right the way down towards the mat. You might have to bend in that left knee a little bit more. Think about this really long stretch all to the right side of the body. Pressing down into the feet. Exhale to soften. Inhale for focus. And then just straightening into the left leg. We've got triangle position. Right arm directly going up towards the ceiling. Spiral heart to ceiling. Take the eye gaze up. Pressing down into the mat with these toes. Then we're going to go wide angle forward fold. So both toes facing that long edge of the mat. If you can, you could either turn them in slightly, heels slightly turning out. Resting your hands on your thighs or your shins, or if you've got blocks, they could be there in front of you. Exhale into the forward fold deeply. Get the chin down towards the chest. Holding into that stretch. Inhale, pressing into the legs with your hands. Find a nice flat back position, looking down just to the floor in front of you. Exhale to fold. Inhale, finding that nice long spine. And we'll just do one more, not forcing anything, just letting the breath flow through, help us with the movement. Then we're going to come up to standing position, and then we're going to go and do this on the right side. So turning your right foot to the small end of the mat, and you've got your heels lined up, bending into that right knee. Let's drift the arms up, level with the shoulders, spread those fingers. Got your wrists over your ankles, looking side to side. Getting that length there at the back of the neck. Think about a nice long tall spine, maybe even bending a little bit deeper into that right knee. Checking in with the breath. Feeling that stretch there down the left leg. On that next exhale, we're going to drop the elbow down, drift that left hand up and over for side bend. Thinking there about the chest and the heart space, perhaps spiraling to ceiling, looking up. If you want more, bending a little bit further, put your blocks in here or hand down towards the floor. Big stretch on that side body, left side. Pressing down into the mat with your feet. And breathe. Straightening that leg for that triangle position. And again, you could put your blocks in there. Left hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe looking up. Big twist through the body here on triangle. Pressing down into the mat with your feet. Try and stay open in the heart. and breathe. Then bring yourself back up to standing position, and we're just going to walk the feet in, coming back to standing position, and we're going to go down towards the mat here. So option, you can do another forward fold or just find your way down, all fours position, hands under shoulders and knees under your hips. So we're going to start with a knee to nose. Let's start here on the left side. So left knee to nose, if you can point the toes and just lifting up there, squeeze the glutes. Try not to arch in the lower back, so find your core muscles, your pelvic floor. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Exhale into that lift, if you can point those toes. And one more, and hold, squeezing in those glutes, and just lengthen out the leg. And it's bend and lengthen. If you want a little bit more here, take the right hand as you lengthen, low handshake and extend. And bend and extend. Just two more here. Keep squeezing in the glutes and lengthen out. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Then into that bend, you're going to reach back round with that right hand, holding onto the ankle. Chest stretch, quad stretch. Balance the tiger. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Work into that stretch. Send the breath to anywhere that feels tight. Any blockages. Bring the hand back down. We're going to go gate pose here. So just take your left leg out to the side. Rock gently forwards and back. Just get that release there in the hips. Then lifting yourself up, we're going to slide down that left side. Reach the right hand up and over. Gate pose, big stretch with the inside of the leg. Try and shine your heart towards the ceiling. Perhaps even taking the eye gaze up. Big side body stretch. Just trying to let go of any tension on that exhale. Coming back up to center, and we're going to go do those on the other side. So bring left foot in, on all fours position, neutral spine, use the core there. And again, point the toes, right leg lift and lower here. Squeezing in the glutes. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Try and stay in that neutral spine position. Ready to go into those extensions, into that lift. And then extend, bend, and extend. Stay strong there in the core, squeezing in those glutes. And you want to add in that left arm, extend. Work with some balance. Exhale into your extensions, a couple more. Into that bend, sweeping around with the left hand, holding onto the ankle, get that chest stretch in there. Balance your tiger. Eye gaze to the front of the mat. Feel that stretch there on the quad, on the hip flexor. Work with the balance. Stretching back on that left shoulder. And breathe. Release the hand, take that right leg out to the side. We've got that gate pose, gently rocking forwards and back. Work with the hips there. Then ready to lift yourself up. Slide your right hand down that right leg. Left arm up and over, spiral heart to ceiling. Try and let go on that exhale. Try and stay open there in the heart space. Coming back into center, we'll go one more time on all fours. Hands on the shoulders and knees into hips. Rounding through the spine, chin towards chest, find your cat position. And then dropping forwards and bringing the chest forwards. Shoulders down away from ears into that lift of your cow position. Tuck those toes under. Perhaps feeling the abdominal stretch in there as well. And then again, chin to chest rounding. Chest coming forwards. One last time, rounding for your cat stretch. Coming into center, then we're going to bring it all the way down. So do a gentle push-up position. Lower yourself down to the mat. Bring your arms down by your sides. Head resting on the mat, eye gaze down. We're going to take a back extension, a lift here. So we're going to lift head and shoulders, eye gaze down, reach the fingertips down towards your feet and your toes down to the end of the mat, and release. And again, exhale into that lift and releasing down. Choice now, you could add in one leg, reaching everything behind you. Crown of head in line with the spine. And release. And go to the other leg. Perhaps even pointing those toes. And then release. Options now if you want a little more. Both legs lift. And hold. And breathe. Send the breath all the way down that spine. Right the way down to the fingertips and the toes into this lifted position. 2 more here. Spreading open the fingers. And gently releasing that down. Pressing again into push-up position. Pressing back, sit back towards your child's pose. Resting back on your heels. Bring your forehead down. Stretch here for the feet if you want it. Tuck the toes under and reach those hands forwards, lifting up the forehead there. Then go back to the breath. Sending that breath up through the spine, all the way to the fingertips. Again, just softening and lots of accepting of where the body is on the exhale. Okay, so from here, come up onto all fours, spin yourself around. We're going to go onto our backs for the next little bit. Just starting then, seated position, just bending the knees, resting back on your hands, and gently just let the knees drop to the one side and then the other side. So just a little bit of opening there for the hips. Now if you want a little bit more, as the knees are going to drop over to one side, just raise the arms up over the head into that nice lifted position that we started with, into a palms together over the heads. Again, just working with the breath, breathing in as you lift the arms over. Exhale, lower. We go one more. And we're going to just come back to that seated position, arms up level with your shoulders, and lower yourself down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring yourself all the way down to the mat. And we're just going to take one leg up to the ceiling here. We're going to take a hamstring stretch. You can use a band here if you want to, or just placing your hands behind your leg, and then just flex and point. Option here, straighten the other leg. Flex and point that foot. Try and relax your shoulders. Keep that length there at the back of the neck. You can always put a cushion behind your head if you're feeling that your chin's lifting, you're losing that length. Feel into that hamstring stretch. Then same leg, we're going to place it across for the glute stretch, so just above the knee, flexing in that foot. Then see if you can thread through, lifting up the other leg. Again, relax your shoulders, length at the back of the neck. Keep that flexion on that top foot. And just breathe. Then we're going to take a little bit of a drop here. So placing the foot down, hold on to the top leg ankle, and then just allowing that to drop over and stretching here, here across the chest, up the shoulder, into the hips. Again, try and soften into that exhale. Bringing that back up to center. Let's do those other two on the other side. So just taking that left leg up towards the ceiling and flex and point, and then finding perhaps a hold for your hamstring stretch, whether it's calf muscle or it's behind on the hamstring, preferably not behind the knee, or maybe you've got a band there. You can straighten that other leg. Flex and point. Just feel into that stretch. Try and relax your shoulders, length at the back of the neck. Pushing right at the back of the knee if you feel like you need to work with the stretch. And then we'll take the glute stretch, place that foot just above the knee, flexing in this top foot, threading through and holds. Keep that length at the back of the neck, shoulders down. Just ironing out the breath. So placing the foot down, hold the top ankle, allowing that to drop across, reach the left hand to that top corner. Big stretch across the chest, the shoulder. Just bathing in the breath, just letting it wash over the body. Bring it back up to center. Go back to your bent knee position here. And we're just going to see if we can take a little pelvic tilt. So just rocking in the pelvis, lifting up the hips and rolling it back down. So it's like a massage for the spine. Try and keep the shoulders relaxed, the length at the back of the neck. Options here to take a full lift up to your shoulder bridge. And then your chin's going to go to your chest, lengthen your arms over your head, squeezing in the glutes. And then you can take it this nice and slowly down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just slowing all the nervous system down. And you can take another one of these into that lift. And then the arms over. Try and get that stretch, the back of the neck. and lowering it down. Then we're going to come up to seated position. So if you want, hug knees to chest, take a bit of a rock if you can up to your seated position. We're going to go for a little bit of a boat hold teaser. So I'll put some little options in. The first option, you could just take a one leg and just see if you can hold, work with the core muscles and hold in that one leg position. Another option here is to take a bent knee boat hold teaser. So both knees bent and hold. So whichever version you're on, let's start moving into that now. Pulling in that pelvic floor, find the core muscles. Now, if you can do a little bit more with this teaser position, you could straighten both legs there and hold. Just breathe through this position. It's a big strength hold. Now, option 4 is to let go of the legs and just hold the hands shoulder height. Keep working with this hold and the breath. 4 more breaths, whichever version that you're in. Try and keep the back nice and straight, so get that lift there on the chest. Shoulders down away from ears. And releasing down, straighten legs. Finding a nice upright position, hands by hips. Get a lift nice tall through the spine. Take a breath here. Then we're just going to bend into, let's go with the right knee first. Bend the right knee towards the chest. We're going to go to Lord of the Fishies. I'll put some options in. Now just flexing that left foot. Option 1, in this position, take the left arm, wrap it around the right knee and bring in your twist. Inhale, get nice and tall. Exhale, coming around into your twist. So next option, you can take this right foot, take it across the left leg. So the twist is coming more intensely down into your glutes. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, reach around for your twist. There's a little bit more if you want it. So you can take hold of this right foot and put it across the left, then bending into the left knee, full Lord of the Fishies, and then take your wrap, left arm around right knee. Inhale, get tall. Exhale into that twist. A little bit more work for the hips on the full version. Just sending the breath through that pose. And then we'll unravel, so untwist, undo the raveling on the legs, whichever version you went for. Find that nice upright position again before we go to the other side. Left knee bend. Take that option 1 if that's the one that you liked. Option 2, bringing that left foot across and putting your twist in from there. Option 3, bending in that bottom, in that right knee as well. Taking that across. Right arm wrapping around left knee. Maybe going up on those fingertips on the left hand just to get around in that twist. Inhale, get tall through that spine. Exhale, soften, accept, and twist. Then unraveling again, bring out the twist, straighten that that right leg, then come out of the bind with the legs. Upright position, lift the heart space, and then we're gonna finish with a butterfly pose. I'll face you for this one. Soles of the feet together. And just taking a resting position here. So see if you can hold on to the feet. Allow the knees to drop over to the sides. And just relax just as we come to finish this session. And you're just softening into that exhale. Perhaps taking the belly breath, the yogic breath, right down into the abdomen area. Softening the space between the eyebrows and the jaw. If you can from there, a cross-legged position. If that's not available to you, legs straight. Just resting your hands on your knees, taking a little bit of a spiral position, just finally working with the hips here, taking the whole rib cage and the shoulders around. It's almost a bit like that cat-cow we did. So you're rounding in the back as you rock back, bringing the heart space forwards as you come forwards. And again, the other way around. Bring the heart space forwards and then round through the spine as you go back. It almost challenges the balance as well. Just one more spiral. Coming back to center, hands at heart center. I hope you have a wonderful day, and it's namaste.